I've been working on the area of flooring that'll be right in front of the rear seat. So the front of the rear seat goes right along here, and I needed to figure out some way to box in my exhaust hoses. I've got this one removed at the moment, but because I want the floor in front of the rear seat to be lower than the top of the stringers, so otherwise there's just not a lot of room. There's not a lot of freeboard in these boats, so I want the flooring to be down as low as it can. The downside is I'm going to have my kind of a hump where the stringers are and where the hoses are, but because on the far side, on either side of the stringers, I'm going to have the flooring be down lower, probably not as low as this, but so I've been working on this whole setup here to be able to support people being able to stand on top of that boxed in part where you box in the exhaust hoses, but then also be able to support when they stand down here. So I've got a piece of wood, just pretend that this is square, but it's gonna fit in like that. And then of course, if it was square, but that's what the flooring will look like. So you have a place to put your feet and it'll be lower. And so I had to figure out some way to support all this and support. I've got supports on the outer edges, and then I wanted to put some supports back here, and those, give me a second. So what I did is I've got 18mm plywood, two pieces, one there, and you can just see them. They go across, let me step down in here, I'll show. I can. Here you can see on this side. So you can see this is one of the battens. So that piece of plywood goes from there all the way. It spans two battens. You can kind of see there, and so that's what this side piece sits on. And I used the 18mm just to make it stronger, because be a fair amount of weight if there's going to be a piece of wood goes across the top of these hoses, and so somebody stand on this, they're going to be vertical force going down. So this plywood piece sits on a piece of plywood there and one up there, and then I just have a way to just secure it so it doesn't move. And then these are the support pieces that support the outer edge. Well, you can see I've got this water pickup hose that got in my way. And so I just put two little pieces in there that could provide a little bit of support on the edge, but most of the weight, people won't stand right on the edge there. And then these two side pieces. And then this little assembly with these two rear support pieces that go across here, it's all independent, and so I will just screw those down. And I'm not going to epoxy those down, because if I ever need to service this shaft log, I need to be able to pull that off, so I can take that off. So those will be screwed down. And so I need to epoxy all these little support pieces and epoxy this to get out. These four pieces I will, of course, epoxy together. And then I got to seal it all up. So the front or the back side of the motor box will come down and basically be, this surface will continue on up, and that'll be the back side of the motor box. That will be hinged and it'll open. And then back here again, this will be the front part of the rear seat. So it took me a lot of figuring to get this. It looks a little clunky or messy, but it's just tough if you don't have any straight edges or anything to work with here. So anyway, that's where I am now with this flooring, part of this flooring area, and this area boxing in the exhaust hoses here. So I thought I'd show what this area looks like now. I'm in the process of sealing everything up, so with encapsulating epoxy, but thought I'd show what that looks like. I've got the hoses, exhaust system all in now. I'm getting ready to actually run the engine here relatively soon. It'll be a few days, but I thought I'd show what it looks like with the rear seat in place. So you can see those, where those pieces go. And then I also epoxied some strips in the outside edges here to give a better surface. Because remember, I'm going to put a board on top of this to box in the exhaust hoses, and then I've got a piece of wood, of course, down there. I showed that before, but just a little piece. I don't have one that's actually the right size right now. And so that'll be what the flooring will look like. So it'll be, you can see how it'll be down there. And I'm starting to work on the flooring on this side. So